All right, this your boy Moolah. This week at that Fat Podcast. We about to get right back into it. Here we go. Check it out.
What were we even talking about? Okay, 18.
The 18 and 50.
You were saying people are swiping 18-year-old girls.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's typical. I mean, why are models typically young? Like, men tend to like younger women. Women tend to like older men. Like, women are attracted to a guy that can protect and provide. A man hits his financial stride in his like 40s or 50s.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Men tend to be attracted to fertility and youth. I don't think most guys like want to date an 18-year-old super. Like, I don't talk to a lot of guys in real life that say like their number one option is 18. Like, it seems to be more like 22 to 28 seems to be what guys I talk to typically say. But yeah, I mean, typically men go for fertility and youth. That's why they call it Forever 21, not Forever 50. Shout out Rolo.
Forever 21, shorty.
I think as society becomes more perpetuated on how people look, younger girls aren't going for us old guys, because I know in myself, like, I wouldn't go for someone super old because I couldn't take good pictures with them. Like I couldn't be as proud of them. And I think society's becoming feminized in that aspect.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's funny. I was really surprised by this. I swear to God, when I saw this data, I was shocked. I couldn't believe it because I was like, I don't know many girls that want to date 50-year-olds, but that's what they're swiping on.
But if it's on Tinder, then
that's what they're swiping on. They looking for sugar daddies.
we have to consider that some people do get it for just to be a sugar baby.
It's either Match or Plenty of Fish.
But either way,
it's Match.com. That's wild.
And
because who under
Plenty of
35
Fish?
How many people use
Tinder?
What is the population pool? So you got bare 40-year-olds swiping an 18-year-old. That's crazy.
It's just like a virtual website.
But it's because of the way people are using dating apps. People don't actually use dating apps to get married.
No, okay, so that's what you would think, right? But it's actually the number one way people meet today. Is dating the number one. That's the number one. So
and ladies and gentlemen, that's why we have issues.
So, no, you're right. You're right. But I'm saying, like, if that's the number one way long-term relationships are forming nowadays, and that's what men and women are swiping on, that says something. And some apps are a little different, but they're only different by like a couple years. It's really not that different.
Is it like dating apps are kind of like corn? They over-exaggerate the reality of things. When you're going on dating apps, you can actually be in touch with an 18-year-old, where in reality, if you're a 50-year-old man hanging around 18-year-old, you're a weirdo. So that's not okay.
If you're hot, you're hot. Like,
if you're hot, you hot. Now what you got to say?
Hot girls get swipes. It doesn't, at what age it doesn't matter. But the point is, in general, men tend to like younger women. And in general, women tend to like older men.
But the exaggeration of the 18 is just showing it that it's not very good, and that's what people are seeing, and they're looking at.
It's not very.
It's not a very good example to set. It's not actually something great.
It's not valid.
Yeah. Because
why is it not valid?
Because I think that these stats are things that they're part of what I would say a certain fantasy and idealization of what people think dating is, and then they almost become a reality, and it's toxic.
But it is what it is. Like, you can't. No, I'm saying you're painting. If we ask the married people, how did you meet your spouse, and they say dating apps, and then we go to the dating apps and say, okay, what ages are people swiping on?
I have to agree.
How is that diluting reality?
No, that what that is doing is just showing how twisted it is. So basically, there's a lot of men that are going.
It's called stats and facts, woman.
Looking for young girls online, 18, not even 22 or 23, 18, blood.
But I think
they're just swiping, don't they? Guys just swipe.
But Dinalva, why does that matter?
No, but hold on.
I think it does matter. It does.
Right. Well, okay. Why does it matter? Why?
Matter. It does matter because it's the same thing that I keep saying. Like, is this fetishization?
Guys don't. If you've taken anything from this conversation, guys don't really care about age. Like, the number. It's just, are you hot or are you not? But young girls tend to
women
be better looking
when they're younger.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Like, I think what you're trying to emphasize is that, like, that for women there's a lot more of an idolization for youth. Like, when it's with men, it's not as attached. Like, as women get older, a lot of people think, oh, they're not as smart, they're not as their advice isn't as helpful. But when men get older, they're more wise, they're more helpful. Like you always hear the wise man story, you don't hear the wise woman story, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically they don't like wrinkles.
Yeah, in a way, because it displays that you're not as fertile. And I think that's what Pearl would say.
But I think
Yeah.
the average woman knows that herself because, I mean, it's just clear that you guys obviously put so much more attention, money into your appearance.
We spend
You know what I mean?
$300,000 more in a lifetime on beauty products, and I mean, like, why do we get lip filler? Why do we get Botox? Why do we get all of this stuff to look younger?
Trying
Like,
to
we know it
preserve
on
youth.
some
But beautiful
level.
women get better men that pay for a nicer lifestyle. So that's the sad truth. Yeah.
Also, are these guys even looking at the age? Because they could just be seeing young, good-looking, swipe right.
Do you know, I wanted to say
You know
that,
what I
like,
mean?
dudes are just
Like,
here
guys
looking
are
to
just going
swipe
bang, bang,
through.
bang,
No,
bang.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think they care. I think they're like hot or not hot.
Yeah, hot or not. They're looking at age criteria.
Hot or not, hot, not.
More likely to be hot if you're younger. That's what we're saying. Like, there's a correlation between the two.
I mean, we all know those people that peaked in high school, and like, and now they look like a mini whale or a beluga whale, like, you know.
So, but I just want to be clear. So, like this, you keep on saying a girl, the younger a girl is, the hotter she is. So it's like, I genuinely don't think in hotness there's a massive, like, I actually think girls in their 20s, like just early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, they look better than 18-year-olds. They know, they have money, they know how to do their makeup, they know how to like this idea that 18-year-olds look better than any girl in it. I think that's the
but like
exception rather than the
the
rule.
date in that profile picture would just be like a boohoo dress or something. So
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And honestly, if you date an 18-year-old that doesn't look great, you can just influence her to dress how you think is better.
I mean, they say it's like 18 to 28 is like when a woman's sexual peak is. Like, these are her best years. And it's kind of it seems to be kind of similar with the answers to the guys gave for
When's
the
a
girls
man's
that they
best
love.
year?
According to this date, like, it depends who you ask.
Going to
But
60.
this said 50 was the number one age swiped right on. Anecdotally, I would guess mid 30s, early 40s, I would say. Because you have all the girls that are younger than you. It's like a bigger pool, I'd imagine.
But I feel like the data is skewed, though, in the sense that from personal experience, the younger you go, the more options you have, as in people actually using these dating apps. So there's probably like a smaller pool of like people probably above 25, 30 who are looking for something serious, and there's a lot more like, you know, you're competing with people in universities. So there's like if there's going to be like, I don't know, 40% of the total 100 in university, then chances are the 18-year-old kind of that makes more sense.
Yeah, you are right. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying, in terms of people going for that, because I used, I think, Hinge like a couple months ago, and I set my preference. I think my lower end was like 23, and you ran out of options. But then when you drop it down to 22, all of a sudden it's just flooded. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's also some sort of skewing in terms of that statistics, because all the men here, for me, it's just generally like 20. At the age that I'm at, I know that nearly every man that I know is going to 22, 23. 22 is a bit too young, but like 23 is like the ideal age. And then the older you get, I guess it just kind of stays around there and then goes up a bit.
Completely, like, I don't know, like, more people that are young use dating apps. Like, more 18 to 21-year-olds use dating apps more than you would say like a 28 to 32-year-old, because they're looking for like people roughly that age. And like, I don't know, people that are younger use the internet more often and stuff. 40-year-olds like on dating apps, I don't think, personally, just from my personal experience.
Yeah, so how valid is the data, basically?
Exactly.
Yeah.
How accurate is it? It doesn't
Yeah.
show like a complete like representation of all the different ages.
I just think the point is that men tend to like younger women and women tend to like older men. Even if the data is a bit off by like 5 years, like let's give it 5-10 years, it's still the general conclusion is still going to be the same
To be
when it's
fair,
18 and 50.
I'm not gonna lie. Let me tell you the truth that I must admit I agree with you now, Pearl. I always said that I want my man to be older than me, even if it's by 1 year, because that 1 year alone will be able to give this nice room where I can give him another sort of respect above me, because submission for me is difficult. So I need to find different ways to add respect. So if he's older than me, that helps. If he earns more than me, that helps. It's not because I want his money, but because it will allow me to actually give him the respect that he's looking for as a man naturally, without having to like fake it.
Women tend to like a guy is 5 to 7 years older than them. And then there's another study which was closer to 22 where they asked men like when they found the women the most attractive between the ages of like 18 and like 70, and they all said 22. So it's different studies will give it, but it's generally for women between 18 and 25 roughly.
Good to be an exception to the rule.
Yo, can I ask a question? Like, actually, it's more directed to my man at the back. I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Oh, just Josh. Yeah.
Josh, yeah.
Mhm.
Just on this whole the baggage thing, like you were like, oh, when they're older, there's baggage. You don't want to deal with that, and it's kind of like, and you were like, she's got issues, she's got life experiences and whatnot, and it's just from the perspective of like, let's accept issues equate baggage. Like most of people's issues come from like in their younger years, like their relationship with their parents, like abuse that happens with like extreme cases abuse when they're like younger children, like just so you can get, I suppose my point is you're here, you look for a younger girl because she's, I suppose, more of a clean slate. But what happens when you get like a younger girl and she's like gone through that sort of stuff or like has mental health problems? Or do you get what I mean?
No,
Like,
definitely. And
You cancel her. You don't fuck with her, or you just hit it and dip. Easy.
what I would say to that is to think of it like this. Let's say even if the case that they do experience that at a younger age, the more time I give them, they're going to still be in the dating pool. They're still going to have other experiences added on top of that. So I think it more of like, let me catch it at the shortest point. You know what I mean? Because sure, you could go through all those different traumas, whatever, but then I could be that cutting point for you. You know what I mean? Instead of you going into 5 other different relationships, 30 other different bodies. Okay, maybe that's extreme, but it's like the more time I give you, the more that's going to be added onto that. So it's like, let me just cut it while it's short. You know, you feel me?
Yeah.
Isn't that the same for men then as well? Because men will get more baggage the longer they live.
I don't really think you like originally. I don't think you guys really care about that in the sense like, because I think we have different type of baggage.
Women love baggage, actually.
I don't want a man with kids.
Yeah,
that's a problem for me.
that's what you would think, but but that's not true according to the data. You know, felons, violent felons reproduce more than non-violent felons.
Can I just ask a question here? Correct me. I feel like when the guys are talking about baggage and then when the women are talking about baggage, I feel like the definition of that word is slightly different.
We
like,
two different things. So for
instance, when you're saying baggage, I feel like I understand you, but when you're saying baggage, I feel like you're talking about something else.
I'm saying kids. I'm saying a lot of past relationships. I'm saying trauma that I could step on accidentally. Things like that.
That's is that the same for the rest of you?
I consider that kind of baggage, maybe. Yeah.
I don't personally think that men with kids is baggage, but I think women with kids are baggage for men because you guys got to provide for the kid, look after the kid and everything. I just don't think if a man's in a certain position that you want him to be in, if he's got a kid, then I don't see that as baggage.
But you're gonna have to be a mother to someone else's kid. Like, how is that not baggage?
Baby mama drama.
Yeah, like how is that not baggage?
And constantly seeing a child that reminds you of their ex.
Yeah,
does that
like-
not hurt your feelings?
As a jealous lady.
Thank you.
Like, I'm not saying
let her answer.
I'm not saying it's the same type of baggage, but it is like a responsibility that you wouldn't
No, I
have.
get it.
Like,
It's
do you get what I mean?
obviously- It's not like ideal, but I just think it's less important than, like, it's worse for you guys to meet a woman that has kids than for me to meet a man that has kids. I think the mum usually looks after the kid anyway, in most cases, more than the dad. You don't have to actually be a stepmom. I don't think.
Okay, wait.
Boom. She's saying the mother gonna have the kids majority anyway, and you just gonna be around on the weekend. If you see the kid on the weekend when he comes through, boom, then he go back home. Hey.
Wait, so just so I don't want to misunderstand you. So you're saying for a man going for a woman who has kids, it's all baggage, but it's more of a baggage for a man entering that situation. It's more of a burden for a man entering that situation.
That's what I think.
Yeah, but a man entering that situation, if dads are less involved, then being a stepdad, you basically don't have to do because men are less involved in the parenting. If you're saying that women naturally, because you said that women are more likely.
No, she's talking about. I think you're talking about primary custody, right?
No, but like you said that women are more likely to take after the kids. But then if you're a stepdad, you're not going to.
As many of you know, I was
Well, there y'all have it. It is what it is. It's your boy Moolah. This week got that Fat Podcast. We're gonna be back with another one. Bow.